Hello. How is everybody doing?
Hey everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing better than, our audio since we're missing some equipment today, sadly as a side effect of the party you mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, since we had the launch party yesterday for Humankind for our studio, they took our mixer, and so we're back to the handheld microphone today. So hopefully it works out. I'd like to welcome everybody that has been saying hello in the chat to all the first-time viewers. Hi and welcome. My name is Jordan, and this is Stephanie.
Yes, hi everyone. And to answer one question I already saw in chat about the drops, it's not the drop pool. You're not randomly getting one of the avatars. You're getting all of them. So you don't have to worry about, oh, will I get the one I actually want? Yes, and all the others.
Awesome. But yeah, today we are going to be continuing on with our small Pangea. I think we have 8 people currently, 8 AIs, or is it 10?
I think it's 8 is the maximum we can put on a small map, but it's, as little land as possible with as many people as possible on there, and it's carnage.
Heck yeah. We set it to larger oceans and smaller continents. It's about as crazy as it gets. So anyways, let's catch up with chat a little bit. How are we doing? Echo, Yahoo! Heck yeah. I'm very excited for today's stream. And I hope you guys are too. But yeah, you get all of them for just being in the stream for 30 minutes. We wanted to make sure that you guys could actually play with your favorite content creators. And, we're just trying to do you guys a solid.
And, of course, also make sure you have a chance to actually get them. When we only stream for 2 hours, setting it to, 2 hours or even to 1 hour would make it really hard for you guys to get in, one sitting. And of course, we want you to always come back every week, but we don't want to force you to come back every week.
Heck yeah, we want you to want to be here. And if you notice any artwork behind us, those are just a couple of beautiful Horatios that I had here during my stream yesterday.
One of them quite historical.
Yes, one of them is very Humankind-esque. Yeah. We were doing the Love Thyself graphic story game yesterday for Wild Wednesdays. And just as a quick note on Wild Wednesdays, next Wild Wednesday I decided on the game that we shall be playing, and it will be Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, because I have all the Sega games at my fingertips. And I'm very excited. So that was a game that I loved playing as a kid, so I'm super excited to play a little bit of that next Wild Wednesdays. But without further ado, I think we should get into our small Pangea Carnage. So
which I guess is also quite wild.
It is quite wild. Let's get in there.
Let's actually, where is it? Is that the right save? I think that should be the right save, right? We had picked the Carthaginians, so we have war elephants for even greater carnage, if I recall correctly.
Yes, we ended at about turn 25, and this is a 75 turn match. So I think we did 25 turns in an hour yesterday. So I think with the 2 hours of today, we should be able to finish it.
Yep,
I hope so. I hope we do.
Hopefully we'll finish it, because then next week we can look into what else we do. Perhaps one of the contest winners from the map creation contest.
Yeah. All right. Horatio is kind of pog. Heck yeah, Samino. We agree. Birkin says Cat of Ninetail is my hero.
Well, I certainly appreciate the thought. It's, as community manager, you don't often get the compliments from the players, because they usually go to the also very deserving production team. The artists, the musicians, the designers. A little rarer the programmers, because it's more of a behind the scenes job, I guess. People don't see, oh, what elegant code. They only see that the game is working.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was interesting. I think my wife last night, she looked at my the side of my shirt. I think it says on here, yeah, it says dev team on it, and she's like, oh, you get a developer shirt? She's like, but you don't develop the game, do you? And I'm like,
everybody who works on the game in any way is a developer. QA, is part of dev team. Community team is part of dev team, because we need to see what you're saying and take it to the production team so they can see what can we put in the game and how can we put it in the game. And oh, often it's also oh, they are suggesting we make this and that change, and then we think about it and we're like, but they actually want this change because of this other problem, and if we do this second solution, then we solve their problem plus another problem on top of it. So it's a lot of back and forth between community and production team on that. And of course, I'm sure some players might not be happy to hear that marketing is also part of development, because if we don't sell enough games, then we can't give you DLC.
Yep. It's all part of the big machine that is a gaming studio. So oh gosh. Where do all the multiplayer crashes come from? While the true. We are currently working on fixing the multiplayer issues, as it's one of our top priorities. So hopefully we should have some updates for you on that front very soon.
Yeah, it's multiplayer issues are much like the any crashes or what's known as a soft lock. When your turn doesn't end, they look all the same, but there are so many different causes for it. It's I think I made the comparison before. It's like when you have a fever, like maybe you have the flu, or maybe you have an allergy, or like a particularly bad one. So the fever is just the symptom, and in this case the multiplayer desync is the symptom, and we need to find the cause, which is not necessarily easy.
Definitely a tough problem, a tough nut to crack, as it were. Looks like we're getting our units upgraded there. Good thinking, Steph.
We're taking their axes and giving them swords, and suddenly they're stronger.
I mean axes, swords. I don't know. What would you guys take in chat? Would you guys take an axe or a sword?
From everything I've heard from checking, especially on YouTube, there's a lot of channels who talk about medieval warfare, medieval fighting, and also often from personal experience with like reenactment, and apparently like a hammer or an axe is a lot easier to use than a sword, but the sword is very versatile. And of course, one of the easiest weapons to use appears to actually be any kind of like spear or pike, because hold pointy stick towards enemy and it's fairly easy to keep them at bay,
And thrust.
Because when the enemy can't get close enough to hit you, that's a huge advantage.
All right. Do you think you'll ever add the ability to create multiple leaders and play against them? Also, are you able to make it so the game can customize who you play against instead of having to manually edit the icons in color and persona? But that is a very big question. Let's break it down. To create multiple leaders and play against them, I mean, you can choose who you play against. I'm not sure.
I know what they mean.
You know what they mean?
You know how you have the ability to customize your own avatar.
Mm-hmm.
In some other games that have this kind of customization, you can customize an avatar and then save it so that you can give it to the AI to play. So they want the ability to say like, I want to make an Genghis Khan persona that has like all the aggressive traits and gets bonus strength on cavalry or something like that, and bonus strength on industry, so it can really crank out the units. Or they want the infamous nuclear Gandhi joke from Civ. They could make that and save that for themselves. And that is we've seen that request a lot, so I've put it in the list. But we definitely think it's interesting, but I cannot tell you any idea of when that may or may not appear in game.
Very good question. Thank you for asking. Hello, Cyber Kozak. Welcome to the stream. It's good having you guys in here. To all the first-time viewers, welcome in. Shall we do a little introduction for those of you that don't know us? My name is Jordan, and I'm an American. I'm from Oregon, and I just moved over here to France about 1.5 years ago. And yeah, I'm new at the studio. I'm the new social media and streaming specialist, and it's been a fantastic first couple of weeks. And it's been super cool to just kind of get to know you guys, the community. So thank you guys for being here. And I'm excited for the weeks to come as we continue to have fun here on stream. Stephanie, would you like to introduce yourself
Yes,
just a little
sure.
bit?
Yeah, I'm Stephanie, and I've been the community manager here at Amplitude for now it's 2.5 years, I think. I've kind of lost track of time a bit, but yeah, I'm mostly responsible for keeping an eye on the forum where you all give your feedback, and taking that feedback to the devs, and then when we have a plan for when we are doing what, then I try to communicate this to all of you, usually in the form of blog posts on G2G and Steam, so that you can read up on, hey, this is what's coming, and this is all the cool stuff we have planned for you, and hopefully I can tell you about more cool stuff soon, because of course at first after release our focus was very much on fixing any problems you've identified with the problem, be that bugs or be that when something was unclear or badly imbalanced. We've taken note of that, but some of those fixes may not have made it quite into the game yet. We know about the Turkish emblematic quarters. Don't worry, they will eventually be fixed. And yeah, that's my day-to-day tasks. Really, being the intermediary between the production team, or the real devs, as some people say.
No.
and the community.
Very cool. All right, Aristar unlocked. Nice.
Yeah, we just murdered some innocent independent people, and somebody's like, "Hey, you're going to be famous for that," and it's like, do I feel comfortable with that?
We're famous for our conquest. This is fantastic.
We even got a civics choice because of that, because we covered independent people. It's like, hey, are you a monoculture, or do you value multiculturalism? Like, are you okay with the culture of these people you just crushed?
Oh no. The Bard of Blarney, welcome. Woohoo! We've had several people today just say like woo or stuff like that. I'm glad you guys are excited. We're excited too. It's good to be here. Oh hey, I turned down the master volume for the music, so we don't have any game sound right now if you want to turn that back up.
Right.
Just as a quick note before we get too far into the game.
How far up do I need to?
I had it about 36. That seems good. Very cool. That should be better. We have a couple of questions. I'll keep on trying to answer those as we keep on playing here. Why does it come to so many bugs when using nukes? Like that the map disappears or the game stops loading. Corrupted Dragon, if you have any bug reports and you'd like to send those in, feel free to send those in over on Games Together. There's a link there in chat. There are known bugs, and there are bugs that we haven't found yet, as is the way of making video games. So if you'd like to suggest a bug in there, feel free to go over to Games Together. Let us know. We on stream aren't necessarily taking bug reports.
We simply can't, because when you report a bug, for us to really look into it, usually we need your save game and your diagnostics file, because that will tell us what happened on your end, unless it's something like super obvious, like you're like, oh, this tooltip has a typo in it, and that's like super easy to reproduce, because we not just need to look at the tooltip. We always need like save game, diagnostic file to really tell what happened on your end, because very often when we try to reproduce it, we don't know what you did, so it's really hard. And even when we have the save, we might load it and it doesn't happen. So that's why we also need the diagnostics file, because then we can look in there and there's like the error message of, oh yeah, this went wrong, and then we have a good pointer of what went wrong.
Yeah, we actually have one of our very own QA in chat right now, and they do a fantastic job. So huge shout out to the QA team. They're awesome. Siberia, I see you over there on YouTube. How do the Persona drops work on YouTube exactly? They don't. Drops is a Twitch exclusive extension type thing. I guess it's not an extension, it's like a integration. Anyways, if you'd like to get to the Personas, you're gonna have to come over to Twitch. I know. But yeah, if you'd like to play against your favorite content creators, then that's kind of the only way to do it.
We had been talking about that this should be Carnage, right?
Yeah.
So let's see if these guys are up for us starting something.
Ooh, refusing their demands?
Yeah. And I think they just filled it. Yep, they just withdrew their demands.
relinquish.
Man, they I think they're scared of us. Well, actually, they think we're kind of sus.
Yeah, we're sussy. Sussy over here. Hey, Zabune, welcome to the stream. Thanks for chatting. I've been streaming Humankind this week after playing a couple hundred hours offline, and there's still been a lot of accidental restarts. Yeah, this is the way. Are we planning on adding more depth to Transcending? I'd love to play some modern Romans with their new modern unit and building. That's a really cool question. I know that the main focuses right now for our developers are going to be stability, game compatibility, kind of the big ticket issues. And not that that isn't a big ticket issue. Adding more depth and complexity to the game is, you know, always going to be something that we're working towards. But it's probably going to be something a little bit more down the road where we start looking into more deeper type mechanics and things like that.
I would say actually for that specific question, that depends on what kind of depth you want for the Transcending, because giving a Transcended cultures a new unit in the next era every time you transcend, or a new quarter every time to transcend, that's a lot of new units and quarters if you think about it, because you know you have 50 for the ancient cultures, then you have 40 for the classical cultures, and it keeps adding up. And I could do the math in theory, but in practice, never math live on stream because you're going to get it wrong.
Hello, Rofel Tank. Good to see you today. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? I feel like we haven't asked that yet. Did everybody have a good weekend? Hopefully you guys did. Was there something cool that you guys experienced when you were playing Humankind this weekend? What cultures are your guys' favorites? I just want to know. I want to know how you guys are doing. Where can you see if you get the drops? It'll have a notification up there, and it'll actually prompt you in chat, Nareth, to say like, "Oh, thank you, I got my drop," or whatever. Like it'll have like a text pop up. And usually, if you're on the PC version, you should even see like a progress bar that shows you like how long you've been, like how much progress you have towards the drops, essentially. Yeah, Dark Arrow is giving you some instructions there. What's up, Dungeon Master 4K? Welcome to the stream. It's good seeing you here. Have we doomed all of Humankind yet? We're working on conquering all of Small Pangea currently. And how's it going, Stephanie? It looks like we're doing pretty freaking well.
But I would say that you know, given the long-time viewers of the chat will, you know my qualities as a leader in a 4X game from our streams before with Rogan. So I think me conquering all of the world and, you know, being in charge of it all is pretty much dooming it.
You're better than me though, Stephanie. I think we're sliding over too far this way. Do you want to sneak?
Yeah,
there we go.
I think the camera is slightly off compared to the last time.
I think it is, but I think the reason for that is because we don't have anything pretty past that wall today. We don't have the beautiful PC there anymore. Yeah. Next game mode is a battle royale. I mean, isn't every game of Humankind a battle royale kind of?
I guess
depending on how you play.
I mean, if you're the aggressive type, it is a kind of battle royale, I guess, and there is definitely the what's it called, last human standing end condition, where it's like, oh, you're the last person who's still around, so now the game ends because, you know, who's going to oppose you when you're the only one left.
Right, the military victory.
I mean, you don't necessarily win, it just ends the game.
That's a good point. If you don't have the most fame when you take out everybody else, you still might not get first place.
Exactly. Then the end game is like, yeah, sure, you might have conquered everybody else, but you do realize that all your people speak Latin, but you've never been the Romans. And then, yeah.
All right. I think I'm going to try and set up our mixer real quick. Our mixer was actually, yeah,
you live dangerously.
I know, I'm living dangerously. Our mixer just got dropped off, and I'm gonna see if I can just quick and plug it in real quick. There's not too much to finagle with, so I'm gonna try and do it. If you can hold the mic in one hand and
Yeah,
then mouse with the other
let's
hand.
see, and let me see. I think the more greater challenge is keeping an eye on chat at the same time.
Yeah.
I saw a question just now about the Mac version. Yeah, we're definitely working on it. I know the beta still has some problems. We're working on that, and the M1 port is going to take a little longer than that because we need to, from what I understand, we need to redo all of the DLL files to properly support M1 and actually, take advantage of the increased efficiency that offers. So that is going to take a little bit longer. And let's see. Sakana saying, "Oh, I hope this doesn't come as a case of, oh, the risk I took was calculated, but boy, am I bad at math." Yeah, I should be reasonably good at math, given that technically I have a degree in it, but
The world is full of new opportunities, is it not?
The Joe, where are they? Ah, over there. I guess we can be at peace with them for now.
Everybody on at once.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we possibly could, but do we want to? New mixer, do it live. Let's go. I mean, it's. I guess it's the new old mixer. Right. Or hey, we unlocked the war elephants. Time to build some of these. Let's see. Did I miss any messages here? No, I don't think I missed. But I see rule enough. Create my own little version of history. Yeah, that's the great draw of humankind. I may imagine a revolution when I switch from the Franks to the French, and reform policies. For example, yeah, it's definitely there's a little bit of a gap to fill in with your own imagination when you switch the cultures. Like, yeah, how did this happen? Like, if you become the Huns, maybe you become the Huns because they conquered you. But if you change from the Celts to the English, you can wonder, yeah, was this actually somebody invading us and taking over, or not? Grab the granary here. Ilma Boy in chat asking, what's everyone's favorite culture? That is actually a good question. So chat, what is your favorite culture? I quite like whatever the culture they use to make cheese. I believe that would be the French. Germany, yeah, industrial Germany, definitely powerful industry. Turks, they are the best scientists. Yes, sublisters. As I said, we know it. I believe, as far as I know, it was supposed to be 30%, not 300%. So that's a typo in like the modifier. But we had more urgent stuff to fix for the last patch, so it didn't make it into the patch yet. Hopefully, it will make it into the next one. But we may also, take a long, hard look at it, and then redo it completely to a different effect. Who knows? And Captain Carol saying, yes, Khmer, those are also kind of on the chopping block, I guess. For, being a bit too powerful. Have I been the Ming? Oh, I haven't played the Ming in quite a while, actually.
Opportunity to stretch while I'm standing up. I think I did it. I think I've set it up.
I mean, let's try. Say something into that mic.
Well, I actually have to, I would have to. Dang it.
So, we will have to stick with this one.
Yeah, unless we stopped the stream and restarted it, which sounds like a terrible idea, so let's not do that.
Hey, it's better than when, Windows Update suddenly restarts the PC in the middle of the stream. This has never happened to Amplitude. Any other news are terribly exaggerated.
Yeah,
Ooh,
hopefully that never happens again, guys.
Mexicans is actually not one I see come up often as favorite culture.
Aren't the Mexicans like, they make tons of corn or something?
They get a lot of food from their districts, as far as I recall, yes.
Yeah. I do like how corn is the, like, symbol for food. It's like a, like a
Let me be clear.
head of corn. Is it a head of corn? A sheath of corn?
An ear of corn.
An
is
ear of
what-
corn? Is that
what
what?
I believe? In German, it's Ehre, and I think it's an ear for like specifically this. The thing is this corn, as in what Americans call corn?
Oh, or it
is
could be
this, like,
wheat. Oh my
I
gosh.
think, given that way, in France, the country of le baguette, that's probably wheat and not corn.
I actually think you're right. Now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of got that little like.
Right.
Jack-
For corn, it's a cob.
Well, cob is when you're eating corn, like when you're eating it like this, and you're like.
I think it might also be while it's still on the stalk, like this entire like part of a plant, because corn is not the only plant that has like this kind of kernel.
Right, that does make sense. They're both grains, and so I guess it's like an understandable confusion for me. I'm saying my confusion is understandable.
No, I mean it's also I guess it's a cultural difference because corn is used so much more in the U.S. than in Europe. Like I hear that a lot of food also contains like corn syrup as a sweetener.
Yeah,
in
we
the US.
use lots of corn syrup for everything.
And that's like I've never even seen corn syrup in anything here in Europe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, corn's a very useful crop, like you can make corn on the cob, like you can eat it raw. Well, not raw, well you cook it, and then you can make sugar out of it. You can make like corn syrup type stuff. You can even turn it into gas for like vehicles. I'm pretty sure it's called like E85, like flex fuel or something.
Yeah, no, I mean definitely, and it's nothing wrong with using corn for the many things you can use it for. It's just for some reason the corn here in Europe, like I've seen definitely like big cornfields, but I don't think it's like used in quite as many ways here as the US does.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a funny story about corn actually. You guys want to hear a funny story about corn? Like a personal story.
Wait, is the story funny or is it corny?
It's it's a corny story about me, my wife, and 2 stalks of corn. It's ethanol. Oh, okay, yeah. Symbol for food should be a potato. See, I feel like an icon for a potato would just be so boring, Blarney, that they just were like, nah. I think they just said nah to that. Imagine if you chose the French and the wheat icon changed into a baguette.
Baguette and cheese.
Yeah, seriously.
Clearly, whoever made the French map, when the modding tools come out, he needs to go in and replace all the luxury resources, and you have like baguette, cheese, champagne, wine.
Somebody make a France mod for this game. Tell me the story about corn. Okay, Pretzel wants to know. So by my house, there's this cornfield. Well, there's actually a couple of cornfields, and they have these really big, beautiful ears of corn. And me and my wife are like taking a stroll for the evening through the cornfield, because there's like a road, like an old country road through the cornfield, and so we're just looking at all this corn, and we're like, man, like what's 2 stalks, like what's 2 corn ears out of like a field, like that'd be a tasty dinner. And my wife was like, I don't like feel good about that. And I was just like, yo, like the corn stalks on the edge, like they get cut off anyways and don't get used, because after they like harvest the fields, it's like a mess and there's a bunch of corn on the ground. So we're just saving it from like getting ruined on the floor. So I take 2 ears of corn from this field and I just put them in my pockets. I have like cargo pockets on a pair of shorts, and we take them home, and we're all excited about like having corn for dinner. And I boil the corn, and once I get done boiling it, I take it out, and I immediately know something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong with this corn that I've picked. And it was so hard. It was the hardest corn I've ever like tried to bite into, and it was kind of like gluey feeling. I don't even know what was wrong with it, but we kind of theorized that like maybe it wasn't eating corn. Because, like, I have to imagine that there's different varieties of corn meant for different things. Like, you're not going to make corn syrup from the same type of corn that you like eat, right?
Yeah, probably. Like I can imagine that there might be like a specific breed of corn that's bred especially to be sticky for like
Like flour.
not for not necessarily flour, for like as a sort of meal adhesive, so you can like I don't know what the right word like the same effect as gluten, but because sometimes you may need that in whatever, in not just maybe not even only in food, maybe it's also for like biodegradable materials for like bags or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they make bags out of corn nowadays?
I mean, I've seen a lot of biodegradable bags, and I have no idea what they made out of. This
Right, the
stuff that
silverware
looks like
or whatever that
but is actually biodegradable.
I actually know exactly what you're talking about. I've tried to eat those like forks and stuff. I just wanted to see if you could eat it. If it says biodegradable, like that also means edible, right?
Not necessarily, but I guess
pretty sure it's edible.
As Terry Pratchett once said, every mushroom is edible. Not all of them are edible more than once.
I see. Edible is different from poisonous.
Yeah,
it might be edible and poisonous.
You can eat them. It's not guaranteed you survive. So do we take the Teutons as expansionists? But our religion isn't terribly strong, which on the other hand has the advantage that we get a good bonus from the Teutonic Knights. Or do we take the Aztecs for the nice bonus on land movement speed, which since we're on a Pangea map, that would be really useful.
Honestly, the Aztecs sound exciting. They look like they're pretty fit. What do you guys think, chat? Should we be the Aztecs or the Teutonians?
In the meanwhile, I'll make sure everything else is set up while chat decides.
Should have made popcorn out of it. Sublustrous, that's a great point. We had already boiled it at that point, so we were kind of like, I don't think we can do anything with this. It was so hard, like inedible hard. I don't know what was wrong with it. And we don't think that it was like too late in the season or something like that, because it looked fine. Like it looked like corn to the untrained eye. To all the new people that are in here for the first time saying hello and welcome. It's very nice to have you guys here in the stream. It's fantastic getting to know each and every one of you guys. If you'd like to get to know us a little bit better, feel free to head over to Twitter and you can talk to us. We're real people. My name's Jordan. This is Stephanie.
Hello.
And we'd love to get to know you guys even better. And that's a fantastic place to, share your memes, add us with your Humankind posts or whatever it is that you do over on the Twitters. So yeah, definitely hit us up over there.
So has chat made up their mind? What do they want?
2 Aztecs and 1 Teuton.
So I guess Aztecs it is. Just get ourselves some sage here, and then.
Hashtag we want Jordan in the game. I mean, my persona is available. It's Jordan Merrill, but with a 0 instead of an O. That's like mostly what my username is on the internet. Because some Jordan Merrill out there took my name. Well, I guess it's their name too, technically, but I'm still mad about it.
There can be only one. You need to get a nice Highland Claymore and challenge them to a duel.
Yeah, I would duel them if I knew who they were. Or if I knew where they lived. Oh, gosh. If anybody's trying to get drops here, they are available. Just make sure you have your Twitch and your Games Together linked so that you can get your drops. I don't think that's the right definition of edible. Yeah, Pat, I don't think it is either. I think edible technically means that it won't do you harm, right?
I guess that depends on the definition. Like, there's probably like, as in so many words, like when you pull out the dictionary, it's like, actually, oh, here's definitions, number 1 through 7. Yeah. I only need one of these.
Hey Siri, define edible.
Edible means fit to be eaten, often used to contrast with unpalatable or poisonous examples.
Dang, Siri Siri specifically mentioned poisonous things being not edible. Wow. Okay, well, see, we learned something new today. See, everybody that's here in the stream today, you guys learned something. Edible does not mean that you can put it in your mouth. It specifically means that it's not poisonous.
That it won't kill you, or,
And
or at least that it won't harm you, because not every poison necessarily kills you, but you're not gonna feel well if you're poisoned and survive it.
Yeah. Doing exclamation mark drop will not do anything for you in chat. If you don't have your drops enabled on Twitch and your account's linked, you will not be available to get the drops. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. After missing the first couple of streams this month, I had to set an alarm and put the stream on in my phone in my pocket at work to finally get those drops, knowing that this was the only way to get 18 of the playable characters during this limited amount of time for a $60 game. Well, Rob the Bomb, that's actually not correct. Very many of the people that had these avatars have been streaming, and their avatars have been available on their own streams. We are trying to make all the avatars available to everybody. So, we're doing what we can. Cut us some slack, Rob. Come on.
Especially since some of them are quite elusive, like Spiff, who drops on the Yogscast channel, but they stream a lot of games, so they don't stream only Humankind, so it's a little harder to get it there.
Hey Tindercrow, we love you for being you. But anyways, yeah, if you're trying to claim the drops, you're gonna want to go to your Twitch settings and go to the little tab that says drops, and you can actually click claim my drops, because you've unlocked the drops, but you have to actually go in there and claim them. It's kind of a weird thing, but that's all Twitch. That is not us. That is the way that they've set up the drop system, and we're just working in their empire. We're playing by the rules.
I'm listening.
This is supposed to be Death Island. Let's start some trouble. Oh,
Did they retreat?
Yes, I think they don't agree with us starting trouble. Hey, I have elephants here. That no, they can't quite make it in. Curse them for running away.
Do we know about any issues with people saying that they've been rewarded by all the drops, but then they have a couple missing?
Others in glory and
I mean, there's one issue where you may have to go into the community menu in game and log out and back in again to make it refresh. That's one I know workaround. Other than that, you'll have to probably just make a post on G2G, or I guess also on Steam, if that doesn't help, so we can look into that, because then there's something else wrong than the link. But I've seen with a lot of people who were like, oh, I got this drop and I don't see it in game. What's wrong? And then when they logged out and back in again, it worked.
Hopefully that helps answer your question, Chrysanthemum. Excuse me, I almost said that super wrong. But yeah, I think that one of the best fixes is that logging out and then logging back in the Humankind game, because that kind of like refreshes it somehow.
The infamous IT solution. Turn it off and on again.
All right. But yeah, so who are we currently fighting in the game? Are we at war with anybody still?
Yeah, we just declared war on the Assyrians, who are in the classical era, so they're slightly behind us, and they've transcended, so they don't have an up-to-date emblematic unit. So this war shouldn't be much of a problem, but they did kind of block us off here with that 4, so we need full movement points to walk in there, and it's a little bit annoying. No, we will need to invent bigger armies. Kind of important on this map, I guess.
What is the research that allows us to get more units in one army? Is it the standing army one, or?
No, the standing army doesn't have it. It's siege tactics over here, and was there one in the? No, there's none in the ancient. It's here, heavy infantry. We might want that anyway because that's our emblematic unit, but we have a way to go until we get there.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so like we were saying, Skyplays, if that's not working for you to get those drops, then go and post something over on Games Together. See if there's somebody who maybe has a similar issue as you. It's a really great place to find answers if you guys are looking for answers about Humankind. Because unlike popular opinion, Stephanie and I actually don't know everything. I know, it's crazy.
Shocking. I am shocked that you don't know anything, everything.
You would think, but nope, we don't know everything. So we're doing the best that we can, and hopefully you guys can find some answers over there on Games Together. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Saikanan just said sometimes resyncing with Twitch on Games Together helps too with the avatars. Yeah, just refresh everything, restart your computer. Take a nap. Any of these things might help.
I mean, you say that jokingly, but yes, sometimes it's just a matter of you have to wait a little for it to refresh. So, taking a nap might actually help.
I find that most things in life can be solved by taking a nap, actually.
It certainly helps calming down.
Yeah. Either enough time has passed that the issue is no longer as pressing and I'm not as like frustrated about it, or like the time actually fixed the thing, you know? Like I just feel like distance can be important in like problems in life where you're like really upset about it in the moment, but then like 20 minutes later or a day later or something like that, you're just like, I don't know, it's not as big of an issue anymore. I'm not as upset. I don't know.
You look back on it and you think, why have I ever been angry about this? This doesn't even matter.
Yeah. It's all about perspective, people. It's all about perspective. You take a lot of naps, Sky. Nice. Naps are good. Got all the drops? Bye, I'm gone. Joking, I love your streams. Oh, thanks, Gagao. We appreciate that. We love you too. It's good having you here in the stream, and hopefully our Pangea Carnage is entertaining for you guys. We know that a lot of people are here for the drops, but you know what? We're trying to have a fun, entertaining time here on stream so that you guys want to come back every single week. And yeah, so let us know if there's anything that we can do to make these streams more enjoyable for you. I definitely know that in the future I want to be having some multiplayer games. I'm not sure how we would set that up or how we would choose who would get access to that, but we definitely have plans for the future streams. And we're constantly innovating, so, you know, every week may look different than the last, especially this week, because we're back to the handheld mic. I have this glorious microphone right here that I can't use.
Yeah. But, you know, let me make a terrible joke at the somewhat expensive Gigao. You know, Gigao, if you run, I know where your VIP status lives.
Yeah, if anybody has similar questions about getting the persona drops from the Twitch drops, same answer to anybody asking those questions. Link it, unlink it, relink it, refresh it, log back in, you know, make sure that you've claimed the drops, because you may have just unlocked them. If anybody has more of those questions, if you guys could help us out in chat by like responding to those people, maybe that would be super helpful, because we are Amplitude, aka you guys are part of the team, and you guys can help us out here on stream as well. I have a quick question. What's up, Peppermint? If I've signed up for the Humankind Partner Program, I got a key to the game, but I've already previously bought the game. Am I allowed to give this key to someone else? I would say yes. It's up to you to what you want to do with that, I think. I would probably have to ask our influencer.
We'll probably have to talk to our influencer specialist for that, because we have only... like, we know about the partner program, but we haven't really been super directly involved in setting it up.
Yeah, I've had some conversations with them. Are you saying that you got your key from the partner program? If so, I think that your best bet is probably to get in contact with whoever gave you the key and ask them.
I think what they mean is like the partner program we have, where you can just sign up. I think that might automatically give you a key.
You really think so? I didn't think that that's what it was. I don't think that's what it is.
No, I think
You think it is?
It gives it automatically, and because
That seems like a loophole for sure.
no, it does check. That how your
Oh.
YouTube and your Twitch you need to or your Twitch you need to enter that, and then it checks that you're
I think you're
actually
right.
active there,
Yeah, I think you're right.
and then it gives you a key because the number of keys that are heard that we've
Mobile and
given
military
away with that
device.
program would be
You can probably
way
guess that this
many to
relationship
give
will
away
not
by
be an
hand.
easy one.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. No, and that's totally fine, Giga. People have lives. Technically we're still at work, so
Yeah, of course, Giga. Please remember that was only a joke. Maybe a terrible joke, but it was only a joke. I would, never revoke your VIP status over something as silly as you didn't watch the stream. Just, keep giving your feedback and you're good. That's all we require of our, well, it's not quite all we require of the VIPs. We also require them to, not be a terrible person, but that shouldn't be a hard thing to achieve.
it is easy to be kind, that's for sure. Hey, what's up, Pierre? How you doing? If you're looking for the drops, all you gotta do is make sure that your accounts are linked, and that you hang out here for about 30 minutes. In fact, exactly 30 minutes.
They set this one up in a way we can't enter that at all.
What are those? Those are garrisons?
It's a Dunu, I think. Yeah, those are the Syrian special quarter, and they set them up
Can
here.
we-
And we can't get across there with the elephants because elephants can't cross walls.
Oh, so can we not attack them?
We can't get them through here. We'll have to go all the way around.
Oh my gosh.
But we managed to sneak this one through by pairing it with a bunch of swordsmen, I guess. Because the swordsmen could enter it, so I guess we Hannibaled them. But,
I'll
mean,
take it.
It's fine. Now we're close enough.
Nice.
Oh, it's going down.
Will there be new ways to deliver nukes like bombers, subs, mobile trucks? That's a fantastic idea, Butterfinger, and if you have any ideas that you would like to suggest or propose to be added into the game, I highly suggest you go over to Games Together and create a post about it. Share your ideas. Games Together is a great platform for sharing those things, but we don't have any news about new features being added to the game like that currently. But you never know what's going to happen in the future, so just keep an eye out. We'll be having updates and DLCs to the game continuously pretty much for a long time. Hello guys, I love all your games. I'm a huge fan since I discovered the Endless games. Thank you, Einholt. It's really good having you here in the stream. I'm glad. It's good to hear that you that people enjoy the games. I too have been enjoying them. I'm very new here at the studio, and so I'm kind of playing them through for the first time myself. And I gotta say, I'm really taken by the Endless universe. When I was playing the Love Thyself Horatio story about the oddball Horatio, it was just super fun. And I think the characters and the different races and the factions are all very diverse and unique. So it's a super cool universe, and I really like it.
Yeah. Let me just say, jumping into the Endless games with Dungeon of the Endless and the Horatio game is one hell of a way to jump into the Endless universe.
Yeah, I guess I didn't ask for advice when I started Wild Wednesdays. I just kind of was like, I want to do this.
I mean, it's not that okay. Dungeon is a very hard game, like the Horatio less so, but they're definitely tonally the wildest of the games. Like the humor in Dungeon and the weird nature of being at a
Horatio.
clone academy for Horatio, and it's the other games like Endless Space and Endless Legend definitely have some humor in them, but they're overall reasonably serious as opposed to what we get there.
To a lot of people asking questions about what our development plans are for Humankind, when we have any news that we can obviously internally there's conversations going on all the time. But if we have any public conversations that we can share with you guys, we'll have those on dev blogs, on Games Together, which, by the way, if you saw that in chat, you guys can go over to Games Together. There's a link right there. And then also, you know, big things like updates to the game and whatever, we will be posting about those on our social media accounts, which are all linked over on our Twitch page. And I think our YouTube page as well has links to those things. So if you're not already following us on Twitter, Instagram, and or Facebook, consider doing that, because that's where you're going to get the fastest updates on things like that. So sorry if that's a little bit of a unsatisfying answer, but you have to understand that there's things that we just can't share yet. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. My first Endless game was Endless Zone, the Sega 60th minigame, and then I went into Dungeons of the Endless. Really looking forward to Endless Dungeon. Heck yeah, I think it's going to be spicy. I think it's going to be spicy hard pretzel. I've been playing Dungeon of the Endless, and I'm very excited to see everything that they do to really bring it to the next level. So it's going to be super cool.
This is a weird battle. Like, I just put these guys here so they can't get to the flag, and now we're just standing there, and oh, they brought in reinforcements. They actually took our flag. We have to be active. And I was about to say, like, oh, you know, this is just, you know, this is like trench warfare. We're just standing there and not doing anything. But actually, we need to bring in the elephants to deal with those raiders. And oh my god,
how do we one-shot them?
I mean, for starters, those are Assyrian raiders. They are an ancient era unit, so they only have like 24 base strength. Our base is 33, which is already way higher. And then we have trampled, stronger unit. They're stronger when attacking weaker units. So we get that bonus on top of it.
It's the snowball buff.
And also, yeah, exactly, pretty much. Also, we're heavy cavalry because, of course, elephants are heavy cavalry. So we get a charge bonus, and then we get a little bit of bonus from friendly units. I guess the swordsmen are standing there and cheering for us or something.
Einhold, yeah, there have been 3 patches to this game already, and a lot of those kind of early game problems, not early game as in the early part of the game, but the game had just come out problems, have been fixed already. So definitely update your game to the latest version, and you'll probably have to start a new game if you're hoping to play a game that you already had. It might not be possible because sometimes when those patches go through, those games don't end up actually being compatible. But you know what? Fixes are going to keep on coming, and we're going to keep on doing our best to make the game as stable and bug-free as possible. But you guys know how it is with video games. You fix one thing and 2 other things might pop up. So it's a constant struggle, and it's a constant battle, but we are fighting the good fight. So we appreciate your guys' patience with us as we continue to work on the game for you guys, because we want it to be as awesome as possible. Thank you guys so much for following the Twitch channel. It's really awesome to have you guys join the community, so thank you so much for being here.
Our turn. For a moment there, I thought, you know, we had messed up something, but no, it's just... Ooh. Well, I guess, you know, this is quite appropriate for our Carnage Island here. Imperialism. Plus 10 war support when we win a battle.
I suppose that once you have put your boots on their territory, you might as well leave it on their...
Are we gonna just conquer everybody then?
Yeah, yep. I mean, I thought that was the idea of
I
this tiny
think
map.
we are going to win by killing everybody. I think that's the idea.
I'm pretty sure that was the idea of, you know, making this kind of tiny map with a lot of players in it. But usually, like that imperialism one, I usually get that in like the early modern or something, where, you know, historically it feels appropriate.
Right.
It's, you know, Age of Discovery, and, you know, people started spreading out and unfortunately conquering the natives, and because they thought, you know, we're better than you. But getting it into medieval is a first for me.
Hey, Kmart, I'm so happy to hear that you did actually get the drops. So awesome. Good to hear. We're glad it worked out. Yeah, the VIPs are basically community members a bit more involved in the feedback cycle. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I would say that's a very good way.
That's a good way of putting it there.
Yeah.
they're sort of volunteer alpha testers who have, shown their value as community members by, giving good feedback, being helpful to other users,
Participating in streams.
possibly also participating in streams. Yes, if they're here answering your questions when we don't see them, that can also, help get VIP status, and just, be a positive presence in the community.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for people that are invested in our games and invested in helping us make the best games possible. And honestly, yeah, like, just being helpful is a really great thing. If you see somebody that has a question in chat, help them out. If you know the answer, say something. Because we're trying our best to get to every question and comment and chat that we can. But we're only human.
Oh man,
I wish you guys could see how much I'm smiling underneath my mask, but
you had to do that one, didn't you?
I had to. Yeah, I assumed I'd have to start a new game. Wonders and special tile buildings have gotten stuck and occupy the tile without being constructed. Yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things as the game gets updated. Hey. For those people that are trying to type !drop into the chat, it doesn't do anything, guys. You guys can get the drops just by being here in the stream, as long as you have Twitch drops turned on. Make sure that your Twitch account is linked with your Games Together account, because that's how you're going to get the Twitch drops over to Humankind. So then once you're on Humankind, you got to make sure that you link your Games Together account with your Humankind profile, and then those personas will be able to port over there, and you get to play against them, which is super cool. So stop putting !drop in the chat, guys. It's not doing anything.
I think, you asking them to stop putting it there will also not do anything. I've been wondering where to put the sacrificial altar.
I can live my dream, okay?
Yeah. I've been wondering where to put the sacrificial altar, and I'm like, wait a moment. We already have a temple here. Of course the altar goes next to the temple. Why am I even thinking about this?
You definitely got to put the altar right next to the temple. Is that where we kill the cows?
Though,
Is it cows? Have we evolved?
No, first off, cows are, related to Hinduism, and secondly, they're holy for them, so we're not killing them.
Oh, are we?
We're Buddhists, actually.
I was like, we're Buddhists, but we're Aztecs, so we shouldn't be killing anything.
We're a very weird militant form of Buddhism, because, this is, and this is also, like the Temple of Artemis, so technically a goddess of the hunt, and I'm starting to wonder what we're hunting.
We're hunting the good vibes, brother.
And only the good vibes.
Only
right?
the good vibes, not animals, not people. I think I've awoken all of the trolls in the chat.
Yep.
Literally so many people that haven't chatted before are all just like, !drops.
What did you expect?
I don't know what I expected, bro. There you go. I've added ours to the group. Now we're part of the troll.
If you can beat them, join them.
Yeah, if you can't beat the trolls, join the trolls. It's great. In this newest patch, the where to place district tooltip is now ignoring the FIMIS you lose by placing the district. Is that intended or a bug?
I'm not sure.
That's a great question. Will you? Yeah. Send that over to us.
Because, I have had moments where I was annoyed when I had, like, a tile that's like plus 30 industry, but because I lose like 7 food, it's like, oh no, I'm not recommending that. I'm recommending this other one where you're not losing anything, even though the first one was better.
The amount of exclamation marks in the chat is redonkulous, dude. In many programming languages, exclamation mark denotes negation, so people technically write no drops. Dang. Good one, Sublustrous. Did I know that? I'm trying to think if did I know that? I know a little bit of coding, so. Hey, it's Potato McWhiskey, what's up? I was lurking in your stream.
I didn't expect Potato to show up in our chat.
Yeah?
No, I didn't think he'd, I figured he'd be super busy making his own content.
I mean, he just got done doing that. Is your stream done now, Potato? But I mean, we got another Irish brother in the chat, you know? I'm Irish too, just a little. You're a lot more Irish than I am because I was not born in Ireland.
Yeah, it's a thing, you know, when I used to be a high school teacher for a while, and there were so many young students who were like, "Oh, I want to be a content creator because that's such a chill job. I don't have to do much." And it's like you realize that, you know, the high quality content creators also work for 8 hours a day, right?
Or more.
Or often even more.
Yeah.
It's like this is not a lazy job.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Oh, yeah, my life just got more busy once I got this job, which is fantastic because I love it. Damn, thanks, Chopstick. I appreciate it. How to get the chat to do something, ask them not to do it. Yeah, please don't go over and follow us on Twitter. I would absolutely hate to see you guys, you know, sending me cool memes and chatting at me. That would be the worst thing in the world. Please don't do it. Worst day of my life. Hey, you saw me. I know. I knew that you were looking at both of the chats, so I was being patient until you saw my over 9,000 joke. Hey, I'm Irish enough. Hey, an Irish person said I'm Irish enough. Top of the evening to ya, Potato McWhiskey. I feel like my Irish accent has gotten worse. I haven't done accents in so long. I really like doing accents. So accents in the sense of like linguistics accents. So like actors in movies have linguist coaches that like teach them how to do accents correctly. That is fascinating to me. And okay, don't do that. But like the idea of being able to sound like you're another like culture or whatever is just awesome. Or another dialect, I guess, is it called?
There's a difference between an accent and a dialect.
Okay, dialect is like the words that you use, whereas the accent is the inflections.
The accent is more like how you pronounce things, and the dialect, of course, it includes how you pronounce things, but it's also, you know, unique words or unique grammatical structures, like, you know, the difference between like American and British English is similar to that, because you have like pants means something else in the UK than in the US.
Are pants not pants in the UK?
In the UK, when you say pants, it's the underwear.
Oh.
So yeah, if you go shopping in the UK and you ask for the pants section, they'll send you somewhere else than you expect. But,
interesting. Do they say trousers for pants?
Technically, yes. I'm not sure how much people these days actually say trousers, but as far as it's put down in the RP, in the received pronunciation, you know, the officially sanctioned, this is how you're supposed to talk. Like then you have stuff like, what was it? Cockney rhyming slang?
I have no idea, yeah.
They say pears when they mean stairs and stuff like that.
Oh, I actually know what you're talking about, where they add a new letter in the front.
No, where it's like, you know, you have like the word they want to say, and then they have like a combination of that word and another, and then they find a rhyme to the other word.
I've actually heard about this exact same thing.
And it's like, how do you even understand this? How did this develop? Was this like code so that the police wouldn't understand you originally, or some shit like that? Like, how do you arrive at that?
It does kind of sound like street language, like some type of like code.
It was definitely, probably originally street language. But yeah, but you know, with Podaria, that reminds me, with you trying to do the accent and him going like, oh, don't do that. I remember there was a content creator for the game Warframe I used to watch, who was like, his name was Tactical Potato. I guess the Irish content creators love putting potato in their username. And then there was a patch where it's like, oh, they changed the value of this to 33.3%. Now they're just trying to trigger me, because, you know, he had the thick Irish accent, so for him it was like 33.3.
33.3%.
It's like, yeah, no, they're just, you know, they're taking vengeance on me or something.
They were trying to mess with him.
With 15 makers quarters,
what exploits does that unlock? Having 3 of the same persona? I don't know. What would that do? You could go up against 3 of the same people? Is that even possible? Can you make them multiples?
I know it was possible in the open dev. I don't think it's possible anymore in the release version.
Interesting, okay. Perfectly balanced. just like humankind.
Things
You know,
change
when you're
even
playing
leaders
against
and
Spiff,
emperors.
and you know,
Your
like,
star
hey, here's a
rises
trade
very
deal, and he's like,
high,
oh, I can
but
see
it's
this is
not
perfectly
the
balanced.
highest.
Oh no.
Oh, so
Oh
close.
no, please not. You are actually our neighbors. No, I don't want an alliance with you. I want your land.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I feel like my accent. So I mean, if you guys didn't know where I was from, I mean, where would you guys say that I sound like I'm from? Specifically in the United States, because like, it's pretty obvious that I have an American accent. But like, I think most people when they hear me talk don't exactly know what part of the US I'm from. But I think that's because I've spent so much time outside of the US that my accent has kind of morphed into some kind of weird, I don't know, combination of like a little bit of British when I ask questions and things like that, but mostly just kind of like neutral. LA? Oh, take it back, Akaido. Take it back. I don't want to hear that.
Are you sure they're not just trying to troll you?
Oh, maybe. I did awaken all the trolls with my exclamation mark drops. Ohio? Nope, not Ohio.
And now I realize my brain is, I guess, internet poisoned, because when you said you've awakened the trolls, in the back of my mind, Musta Krakish by Death Clock started playing.
I'm not familiar with this one.
There was an Adult Swim series, Metalopocalypse, about this like super brutal metal band, and they put out actual albums for that fictional band.
No way, that's awesome. I love it when fiction becomes reality, where it's like a joke in a TV show or a joke in like our company or whatever becomes something that actually happens in the game.
Like the Horatio visual novel.
Potato chewing American accent. You know, I'm from Oklahoma. I'm not from Oklahoma, but I wouldn't mind being from Oklahoma. Northeastern U.S. Interesting, Al, but incorrect. Texas? Nope. But my brother and sister were born in Texas. They had accents, little Texas accents, until they were like, I don't know, like 5, and then they lost them because they moved away. Nope, I'm not from Pennsylvania. Not from Alabama. Do I really sound like I'm from Alabama? You're joking. Maryland. You're not that far from my own, and I'm from Northern Ontario. Interesting. It is an interesting connection, but nope. Not Southern U.S., not 13 colonies. Minnesota, the Dakotas? Nope. Nope. How many avatars are available for the drop? I believe it's 18 currently.
I have lost count of them, actually. I don't know.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's Afonso. Afonso is one of the members of my community on Twitch. Everybody say hi to Afonso. Afonso is one of the most awesome people in my community, and they are super cool. So, let's see here. Detroit, nope. Detroit isn't a state. Massachusetts, nope.
I was about to say, how many guesses have they taken? Sooner or later, they'll run out of places.
I guess.
There's only 50-something guesses they can make.
Yeah, you have so many more guesses that you can get. Is it Midwestern? It's 100% Midwestern. No, actually, it's not. Arkansas, nope. Pacific Northwest, yes. Washington, no, but close. Germany, not Germany. Stephanie's from Germany.
Yes, indeed I am, and I'm, having a laugh at the AI here. They just lost their attempt to sally forth to defeat
Did they
us.
try and attack you?
And they lost 2 battles like this already, and they immediately tried the next one.
I mean, you gotta give them points for trying. Like, they're not giving up.
It's boosting our war support against them like crazy, though.
You're very welcome for the drops, guys. Not the U.S. Virgin Islands. Hey, Oregon, Sublustris got it. Yes, I am from Oregon. It's the place with a lot of trees. We got the beach with the dunes. We got mountains for skiing. We have Mount Hood, Mount Bachelor. It's a fantastic place. You guys should all go to Oregon. I have lived in Florida though. Yeah. Oregon's such a cool place. Where did you used to live in Oregon, Hard Pretzel? I am not French. You could probably tell by my accent that I am not French. Germany. Do I really sound German? Like, could I be German with a really good English accent? Is it because of how I look?
The teacher in me wants to say, No, trust me, I've never heard a German who actually sounds like they know how to speak English. But no, that's a bit of cynical former English teacher humor. But I guess if you put in enough practice, it could sound like that. But I wouldn't say you have like the stereotypical German-speaking English markers in your accent.
Okay, good to know. Hey, thank you so much for the raid, Unity Tech. Welcome to all the members of your community to our stream. I'm Jordan. This is Stephanie. Nice to meet you guys.
Hello.
We're playing some Humankind today.
As strangely aggressive Buddhists, we've been at war, like fighting continuous battles for several turns over here, while contemplating where to build our new golden pagoda.
Yeah, I mean, build the pagoda and then overcome the other obstacles later. Salut à tous. Merci. Bienvenue. Welcome, everybody. Oregon's a neat state. It's so cool. I was actually just talking to somebody today about how we have the awesome dunes in Oregon, which are kind of like the dunes in the Netherlands, but much larger. Red hair, probably Scottish or British or the U.S. Yeah, definitely from Oregon in the U.S. But you guys wouldn't guess it, but my entire family has red hair. My parents have red hair. My brother has red hair. My sister has red hair, and I have red hair. There was about 100% chance of that happening because I'm pretty sure if you have two redheads that have kids, that you get redheads. So
I mean, if it's a normal recessive gene, that should be how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, two recessives make a recessive, right? Hey, hello, Alice. Welcome into the stream. Man the walls.
Oh, now I see what they're doing. They actually snuck an army past us here to try, siege us over here. So I guess we need to crank out some units here.
Yeah, pump out an elephant, right?
Probably, since it only takes one turn.
It does take up 2 people, though, and we're currently losing people to food.
In the army.
Oh, they're not eating our food. Put them out there in the army. They eat dust in the army.
No, they only get, like, what's it called?
MREs?
Yeah, MREs, military ration...
Meals ready to eat.
Meals ready to eat, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, who knows what's in those?
Yeah. When you started saying military rations, I was like, that actually makes a lot more sense than meals ready to eat. But meals ready to eat, I guess, is just more simple.
Yeah, I mean, it is descriptive because that's what it is. Like, it's ready to eat because
it's a bag with 2,000 calories in it.
And because in the field, you don't necessarily have the luxury of being able to even cook. I once heard even that apparently the British military eventually added a water boiler inside their tanks because in World War II, the crews would get out to make tea and then get shot by snipers.
They got hungry, and so they were like...
No, not to cook.
Oh, it was just for their tea.
It was just for the tea.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Plot twist, the game that they're playing is made using Unity. It is made using Unity, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. This is a Unity-based game. What is the general strategy for this game? Just going casual, or is there some cool plan going on? We set it to be a small Pangea map with as many people as we could, and we made the oceans bigger and the landmass smaller so that we were as concentrated as possible. So we're just smushed onto this teeny little continent with everybody else. In fact, I think if you zoom out, we can see the colors. It's like a freaking rainbow up in here. It's awesome. Yeah, and it's very inclusive.
We're working our way through the smaller enemies so that then we can take on the big ones. Like here, who are they now? I think they're... Oh god, they're already the Edo-Japanese, so they're slightly ahead of us in eras.
Early modern era, and we're in the medieval. So that's only one ahead of us, right?
Yeah, it's only one ahead of us. We'll soon catch up to them. But if they're I think the Edo-Japanese have a trait that gives them a lot of influence, so we're probably going to soon see them just overtake all of the world with their influence.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've mentioned this before on one of my Wild Wednesday streams, which, by the way, if you guys would like to come to a funky variety stream that I'm doing every Wednesdays at 4, definitely come to that. It's a new stream that we're doing here on the Amplitude Twitch channel. Where I'm just playing a random Sega game every single week, and we just give it a try and have a blast. So if you guys would like to come to Wild Wednesdays, definitely schedule that for your next Wednesday. Instead of the stream being at 6, though, it's at 4. So it's 2 hours earlier than these. Yeah, meals ready to eat. MREs, usually you have to add water and use the little, like, heat up pouch, I think. It's like some kind of chemical reaction.
Yeah.
It makes it hot.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, you don't need, like, a gas cooker or something that, you know.
Yeah, you don't need to start a fire.
You know, I really would rather deal with the battles than constantly cranking out the quarters here. But, man, our industry is actually far too good. And also, we should say, we're playing on blitz speed, so everything is super fast.
Yeah, we're only on turn 44, and we are already in the medieval era, so...
I mean, apparently for the pro players, that's achievable even on normal speed, given that I saw a post on Reddit where the guy was like, oh, on normal speed, I won on turn 58. What?
Those people know something that I don't.
Clearly, I don't know either. But hey, they actually laid out their strategy. I should definitely read that post in full, instead of just, you know, looking at, oh, this is the stuff we need to address, because this is clearly not working as intended.
Yeah, we're basically playing Agario. just eat the smaller countries, and then eventually we'll get to the bigger ones. It looks like the Edo Japanese are going to be probably our most formidable opponents, so we'll see if we can get them. I love how the chat, like, half is just talking about my hair color and the fact that I look like a Weasley.
You know, I'm just tired of it now. I just picked instant resolve.
Oh no!
We lost a bunch of units, but we still won the battle, and importantly, we actually got the city from it and is now occupied.
Heck yeah! Let's go! Did we lose all of our units?
We lost the elephant and the 3 swordsmen because they started attacking into the city instead of, you know, just standing their ground, and with the fortification bonus, that's actually a bad trade.
Right.
But since we already have a lot of elephants here, and it had to end at some point. Like, this was getting crazy. They weren't even waiting for a single turn before they sally forth again. And yeah, no, let's stop playing games here, folks.
Do I get all the influencer characters while watching this live stream? So Bene, if you'd like to get the drops of the personas, gotta make sure that all of your accounts are linked and stay in the stream for at least 30 minutes.
Meaningless gestures.
Do you guys have a plan on balance passes to make multiplayer more viable? Multiplayer is one of our highest priorities right now, and we have a lot of people actively working on making sure that multiplayer is stable and very playable. So
the balance pass is kind of secondary to, you know, the stability issues of, like, the desyncs and stuff like that. But yes, there will eventually be a balance pass. Also, hey, look, the Norsemen were upset that we didn't sign the agreement to not attack them, so they attacked us.
seems legit. Seems legit.
And hey, luckily, you know, they're right the next step on the path here, so
Hey,
we're fine for us.
the next cannon fodder. How long on average does it take to update? Nareth, that is a great question. I don't have a definitive answer for you, but it might take a bit. Question mark? Hopefully it's not too long. And like we said earlier, just try and, you know, log in, log back in, or log out, log back in, you know, refresh your games together, try all that stuff, and because a couple of other people have had a similar issue, but they have since mentioned that they've gotten it. So
They seem to still have units somewhere because they're not dead.
I think they maybe went to the islands. Did they go to the islands in the south? I don't know.
Maybe
I thought I saw some unit on one of those islands, but
that
I'm
would
not
be,
sure.
you know, one hell of a place. Also, somehow I managed to ignore the boat long enough that we lost it. Mistakes
I
were
lost
made.
at sea.
Yeah, literally lost at sea. That's what the status is called when you lose
I have
them.
a notion which would benefit us both.
And this is fine. Stay friendly with these guys.
You need to
while
tie up all the loose ends. Yeah, it's a little morbid, but yeah. Is it possible to have these personas on the Game Pass version? Yes, I believe so. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be.
You should be able to log into your G2G account on the Game Pass version, yes.
I don't personally play on the Game Pass version, but from what I've heard, most people have very good experience with it, so. The best way to enforce peace is to beat your enemies so hard they can't attack you. Dr. Kane. Wisdom from Dr. Kane.
This strange
Yeah,
monument
I'm
called
pretty sure Dr.
Stonehenge.
Kane is a pretty good player,
Most
so yeah,
impressive.
he's probably right
Though the
there.
nagging questions remain of why and how.
Oh hey, we actually will be
proposal
able
for
to.
you.
Yeah, who are they?
The brown units. They're close to the black team.
Yeah, but
It
this
turns
is
my
this is fine with non-aggression with them, so we can deal with everybody else here first.
Stay the
Yeah.
course.
But we will.
We
be
don't need
able
to fight
You're doing
everybody at the
ever
same
better
time.
in terms of fame.
new
or
era
notoriety.
here. So let's see. We are playing aggressive. So who's aggressive in this era? The Ottomans, the Poles, or the Spanish?
Ooh,
we have-
can we be the Spanish?
We have two expansionists here, and of course the militarists.
Yo quiero ser
This would
los españoles.
this would trigger so many Sabaton jokes. But yeah, this
Conquistadores. Vamos.
is going to be useful for being super aggressive. More combat strength if
Vamos.
we start in enemy territory. The Conquistadors are also pretty good. So
Look at their cute little helmets.
let's go for that, I guess. This one,
Yeah,
this one is-
Dark Arrow agrees.
this one is easy to underestimate when it's like, oh, +3 combat strength on heavy weapon. Yeah, you think, on cannons, yeah, but siege artillery later that can bombard at long range is also a heavy
Mm.
weapon. And then
That's a good point.
I think the anti-tank guns are also heavy weapons, so you're better at fending off tanks if you yourself don't have the resources to build them.
Violence is never the answer. Violence is the question, and the answer is yes.
I guess this is like the Homer Simpson beer joke. As far as it is, violence, the source and answer of all of my problems. Oh no. The holy site in Hattusa has suffered an attack by the heathen Northmen, Norsemen, trying to burn down our holy sites. I think.
Kill him. Can we?
Leave us counter for the temples and relics.
Yo, my butt's falling asleep. I don't know what's going on. This we're sitting on like stools right now, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
If you see
So-
me
so
fidgeting,
do we turn this into a holy war?
I mean, if we don't have to,
It would give us sacrificing, which gives us cheaper land units. We could discourage it, more industry, or we could incite it, more combat. Only lasts 2 turns though, but actually we're in a battle, so I'm actually thinking,
yeah,
maybe.
go for it.
We're a really weird branch of Buddhism anyway.
We're using Buddhism to make people fight more. Oh gosh. So a culture doesn't get overrun within one war and giving a weaker culture a chance of retaliation. Yeah, Corrupted Dragon, I actually agree with Nareth on this one. I actually think that the idea of being able to have the war support be the kind of deciding factor is a more complex and developed version of war fighting in a 4X type game, because it gives people more options. Just because you destroyed a couple of their cities, gives you that war support, and you can make the demands, and it's not always about completely destroying every single one of their cities. I don't know, you might have things to say about that too.
I definitely agree. I agree with the community in that there may need to be some tweaks on exactly how much war support you gain for what you do and all of that. But overall, I think it is a good system because it doesn't always result in the complete eradication of the other side the same way that many 4X games turn out. Because when there's nothing encouraging you to end the war, then you just keep going until you win everything they have, and that's at least how it often turns out for me when I play Civ.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people haven't seen that event before. We haven't added any new events, have we?
No, we haven't added new events. It's just that I think they may have. It's because the holy site is involved in the battlefield or something like that.
So it triggered a specific event.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like how the events are dynamic. They depend on your stability. They depend on like what type of things are involved. I think they even depend on the environment that your cities exist in.
Yeah. There's some that check for like, oh, do you have rivers in the city and all of that. But that's also one of the reasons why I said, oh yeah, let's do this weird Buddhism that is super aggressive, because technically there's an event specifically for when you're Buddhist that triggers while you're in war. But we haven't gotten that event yet, so...
Liquid Egg Product has given us the name the Butt-Kicking Buddhists. I like it. I like it. So when will the game be on sale? Kappa. Speaking of sales, however, it's 7:25. Should I say it?
I think you can say it now.
Okay, I can say it now. As of 25 minutes ago, there is a Steam sale going on for Sega games, which, as we are a part of Sega, that includes some pretty cool sales that you guys can have access to. I was like, I had that written down somewhere. Where did I put that? Oh, it's way the heck over there. Let me go run and grab that real quick. You want to hold the mic?
Yeah, let me hold the mic. Somebody is saying they've even seen, some choices that are exclusive for specific circumstances. Like there's one event that's inspired by Rasputin, and apparently they got a new option because they had a very stable empire. I haven't seen that option myself yet. Yeah, we're still using Buddhism to make people fight wars, because I guess that's just how it works out when you have alternate history.
I think you're holding the mic the opposite way.
It's directional?
It's a cardioid.
Oh, okay.
So we can only talk into this side if we want people to hear us. So yeah, Dr. King, between 75 and 80% on almost all Endless games and DLCs. Yeah, so it's, I believe there's different discounts on different days. And what I have written down here is on September 23rd, the Endless Legend game will have an up to 79% discount on the Definitive Edition. And then on the 28th, I believe it'll be the Endless Universe pack, kind of like bundle, will be up to 78% off. And I think you can also purchase the never before sold Endless soundtracks, like extra additional soundtrack type things.
The MP3 version was always part of the deluxe edition, but there's also the soundtrack thing on Steam where you can buy soundtracks. That's available for the Endless games, so you get higher quality. What's the file format? FLAC?
.wav?
No, not .wav. They're FLAC or .flac. I'm not sure if it's an acronym.
I'm not sure. But I think that song that I've been using for Wild Wednesdays for the Endless like starting soon screen, that everybody keeps on asking, like, I've never heard this version of this song before. But the song is called Endless, like Gary's version or something.
There's
I don't
three of them. There's like the normal one, there's one with I think a choir, and then there's Gary's version, which is the one that you've been hearing here in the starting soon screen.
Yeah, it sounds super ethereal and I really like it, but I think that might be on that soundtrack actually. So Galt, we were talking about this before. It's actually because the war mechanics that we have put into this game are trying to be a little bit more complex and a little bit more balanced, and so that there can be more interesting ways to play the game rather than just, oh, I have to kill every single city and then I just win, I beat them, like, Tinder Crow, it's just 50 euros. I thought it was 60. What specifically?
I think they're talking about Humankind, because a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, this is a AAA game, it'll cost $60 or 60 euro, but no, it's 50 actually.
Otherwise players tend to keep warring, and I actually do like the fact that Humankind is a game where you don't have to fight anybody to win. You might have to defend yourself, but there's a lot of paths to victory, and I kind of like that. Although I am kind of the warmongering type when I play this game, so, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Did not get all the AIs and the drops, and some I already had are gone now. Bugged drops. So the drops aren't bugged. They essentially come in packs of 3, but you should have received them all at once. So sometimes the way that it displays the drops that you got may be a little bit strange. But you're just going to want to go in and make sure that you claim all the drops on Twitch, and then make sure that your accounts are all linked on Games Together and also in Humankind itself. How about I do it anyways? Yeah. Dr. Kane, I mean, players are going to do what players are going to do. But, you know, we can provide different mechanics in the game to hopefully provide a more interesting and unique experience. Because, you know, like, I think people have... experienced other 4X games, and I think the cool thing about Humankind is that it's a new experience. It's something that people haven't seen before in a lot of ways, and I think maybe on the surface people can say like, oh, blah blah blah, you know, it's a Civ clone or whatever, but it's not, you know. And if anybody really plays the game, I think they'll know that, you know. So
yeah, it's very difficult for games this big and complex to really show off the differences quickly on like a Steam store page.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's why you guys, the community, are really important. Because it's my job to watch the social channels, and so, you know, I see people replying to other people on Twitter or Facebook or whatever and explaining, you know, important differences and unique things about our game to other people that are curious, and that's amazing. We love it when you guys, the community, you know, almost do our job for us and help explain those things, because coming from you guys, I think it almost means more than when it comes from us, because some people I think are just jaded when they're like, oh, they're the developers, like we can't trust them or whatever. But it's like, you know, we're gamers just like you guys, and we love the games that we play, and so it's one of those things where we want it to be as good of a game as you guys want it to be, you know.
This boat really pulled its weight in that battle.
It was doing like 60s. What is a Petanker?
Pentaconter. That's like, you know, a classical era ship. Pentaconter means like 50 oars or something, because they had like 5 rows of 10 oars or something like that.
What language is Pentaconter in?
I think it comes from Greek, but of course this is like an anglicized version of the word, because, you know, it's not in Greek letters.
Pentaconturus. Pentasconturus.
but the things like some of their units didn't come onto land and tried to sink our ship instead, so it almost died, but it killed I think 3 different units by itself.
Yeah, that'd be cool if we had like a kill count, like on a unit, like you could see how many units that unit has killed.
See, like the experience points.
I guess, yeah, you do get experience based off of how many units you take out, right?
We only built that before the battle, and it already has 24 experience points, so it must have killed quite a few units.
Yeah, I see over there, Kara Sukafta. Yeah, I mean, no shade. I think I can speak for both of us when I say no shade to Civ. I've played the Civ games myself, and you know, they're essentially our brothers or sisters in the, you know, 4X universe. You know.
Yeah, exactly. We love the Civ games, but they're a different experience. Like,
yeah.
When I said, you know, it's usually how it ends up that I, you know, completely wipe out another empire when I go to war with them in Civ. That wasn't meant as always a negative thing. That might be what I'm looking for on a specific day. It's a different experience, not a better or worse experience.
Yeah, definitely. Pentaconter is indeed from ancient Greece. Ooh, very cool. Give me a kill count. The 50 kill streak achievement is hard to get without that.
Oh,
there's an achievement. Yeah,
there is an achievement for kill 50.
I think
units
half of your
with
face
one.
is missing at this point. So Stephanie just keeps on disappearing even further into the...
Hey, at least this time I'm not sinking.
Yeah, your chair seems to be working out today.
That was, you know, I had not seen that coming. But hey, it's not an amplitude stream without technical difficulties. Oh, hey, look, we're finally getting this one.
I would love to change, just for the record, I would love to change that. I would love to have amplitude streams without any technical difficulties.
I think, you know, I joke about, or we joke about, oh, it's not an amplitude stream without technical difficulties, but that's just a general rule on Twitch. Yeah. Something's bound to go wrong.
I mean, when you're live streaming, anything that goes wrong happens in real time. Like, if our camera suddenly dies in the next 5 minutes because the battery just happened to give out, like, that would suck, and I would have to turn on the webcam. But, you know, Streaming's
Not
all
sure
about
if I should
adapting to the
congratulate you
problems.
Or burp and rub my belly.
To destroying a nation when you're in war, there is an option called War Until Death Destruction. How to activate that against another nation? War Until Death? Is that a... I don't think I know about that.
No, I don't think that we have a specific option for that, but you can, of course, if you want to destroy them, what you can do is just, you know, burn and pillage their cities, or if you already have, like, artillery and bombers, you can just bomb them out of existence.
Yeah. This Saturday you're going camping with your family? Have a good time, Oscar. That sounds amazing. I don't think I have any plans to camp in the next forever because I don't have any camping equipment here in France. All my camping equipment's back in the United States. So maybe I'll have to go like to a cabin or something. Something that doesn't require a tent. Is there any Gandhi nuking everyone like meme in this game? Nope, Gandhi does not exist in this game yet.
But the nuking everyone, we do have one specific bias that's like loves to accumulate a lot of nukes and use them. So
for the persona
for the personas,
characteristics
yes.
or whatever.
I don't think any of the default personas have it, but you can probably find one on G2G that has it. But my guess would be Salterius.
Yeah, Orc Brother, that's a good point. I do like the stacking armies for sure.
The downside of the elephants is they too cannot cross walls because, you know, elephants are really bad at climbing ladders for some reason.
I mean, you gotta have bring them back a little bit. We don't want them to be too overpowered, you know?
Yep.
Wait, did you just unlock science from something?
Yes, because we are getting overpowered, as I predicted, by the Japanese influence. But that means that some of their tech can spread to us, and if we have enough money, we can just buy it.
Oh, very cool. Awesome. You should add Salterius anyways.
His avatar is available on G2G, so yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if it has the loves nukes trait.
Destorus. We've talked about the multiplayer stuff before, but I see it's your first time in here in the stream, so welcome. The multiplayer stuff is one of our most important and you know, top priority things that we're working on right now. So keep your eye out for updates on that. If you're not already following us on Twitter and anywhere else where we post things on the socials, definitely do that. That's where you'll find out the most updated information about any updates that are coming to the game.
Alright, the city is now involved in the battle and it's asking us to build stuff. I guess build infrastructure? Maybe some running water. I'm sure that, you know, that'll be good for the people, actually having running water.
Are we in a battle down there that looks like we're gonna lose?
Looks like we're gonna lose, but actually going to lose because, you know, the elephants are so powerful, and it's just they have a lot of the peasants here that are probably not going to dare attack us out of their city. If I like put them over here and we have the elephants on the high ground, I don't think they can do much to scratch us, and I'd actually welcome it if some of their units came over and tried to attack us so we can actually attack them, because as I say, we can't get into the city.
Oh, they have to come out and get us. Smart.
Actually, you know, now I'm realizing this is what I should be building here. Where is it? Why can't we? Oh, we don't have a spawn point?
Yeah, Gigal, that's a very great point, and I think that this is just my personal opinion now. I'm just talking for myself. That I think that competition will always be good, because it forces people to be more innovative. You know, like if you want to stay competitive, then you have to innovate. You have to create newer and better things. So I think competition will always be a good thing, especially in gaming, you know, in creating games. So that people, you know, they aren't complacent with, you know, popping out a similar game every year, and they really start, you know, making those big changes. You know, because people get bored of things. You know, humans, we like variety, and so I think especially me personally, like, I love seeing new wacky concepts put into games. And sure, you know, maybe it kind of breaks the game a little bit, but I think some of the most fun I've had in playing video games is when the game is broken. You know, getting to play the funky strategies that you never thought would have been possible. Sure, you know, sometimes there are things that are more frustrating than fun, but it's obviously a balance. Can't make an omelet unless you break some eggs. Also, to the new people talking in chat that I'm not able to get to, thank you guys so much for the kind words, and we're really happy that you guys are enjoying the game. It's good to have you guys here in the stream, and we hope you stick around.
And let's see if we can turn this battle around by bringing in a lot of crossbowmen to actually shoot them from a distance. Bring these guys in.
Hooah! Orc brother, are you a ex-military, or I guess veteran would be the term? I feel like things that you've said, your knowledge of MREs and things like that makes me feel like you might have served in the military.
Unlike me, who, you know, when it was time for my, well, not draft, but, well, I guess at the time we still technically had a sort of draft in Germany when I was 18, where it's like, you know, you have to serve like for 1.5 years or something, but it's basically just basic training, and then, you know.
Is it mandatory for everybody?
It's technically mandatory, but there was the option of saying, no, I want civilian service, so you do, like, you know, firefighting or emergency services, that kind of stuff. Or you also had the option to refuse on, like, moral grounds, and any actual combat deployment you had to volunteer for. So only the, you know, basic service was mandatory. But, you know, when I went there for the checkup, the doctor was like, take off your shirt, and they looked at my back, put on your shirt, we don't want you.
Oh my gosh.
They looked at me and they're like, oh no, this guy doesn't have enough muscle mass on, they'll never survive. And I'm like, you know, go home, we don't need you.
Gosh dang. Anyone know how long today's stream is? Ashbourne, great question. So pretty much every stream that we do here at Amplitude is 2 hours long. But if you ever have a question about what we're going to be streaming and how long our streams are going to be, on Twitch there's a little tab that says schedule, and it will show you all that information, and if you ever forget, you can just go there and check. But yeah, currently what we're doing for our Amplitude streams is we're having Wild Wednesdays at 4 p.m. and then we're having Humankind streams on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and that's all France time. So CEST, if you're needing to do a time zone conversion. Is conducting a siege on an independent people indefinite and stuns their growth.
Oh yeah, I've seen reports about that the AI sometimes gets stuck with sieging independent people, which is obviously not intended, and I've reported it to QA, and I sadly don't have any information about if and when a fix for that is coming, because AI issues can also be tricky to nail down, because sometimes when you load, it just fixes the issue. In this case, I think it's consistent, but it's still, you know, an AI issue, so hard to fix.
See you later, Gigao. Have a good rest of your day. Hey, Saltarius. Thank you for the blessing of the nuking upon this stream. We much appreciate it. Saltarius is one of our moderators. We got Dark Arrow, Psychona, and Saltarius in here. We have 3 mods in the chat. Dang! Let's go, mod army!
Oh wow, they really worked this out.
Worked in a factory that made MREs. Oh, okay, that's cool. I never served in the U.S. military, but I did do the Air Force ROTC in college for a year, and that was a really great experience. It actually made me really want to join the military, but life kind of took me a different direction. I got married, and I was a little bit more hesitant to sign my freedom away for like four plus years. I wanted to be a pilot, so it would have been probably more like 10 years, to be fair. So, what about Taco Tuesdays? We might have another stream starting up, depending on if Rogan, which you guys probably all know Rogan. If you don't, he was the previous social media and streaming specialist here, but he's still working with us, but he's in Canada right now, so his streams might be more on like a US time zone type of thing, but we'll have to see how that goes. We'll let you guys know if we have another stream. Could be Taco Tuesdays, I don't know. Do you think Rogan likes tacos?
I don't know, actually. We'll have to see.
Do they like tacos in Canada? I feel like they... I mean, who doesn't like tacos, right?
Yeah, but
Is it too far away from Mexico to like tacos?
Nowhere's too far away from Mexico to like tacos, but you know, Rogan
That's what I like to hear.
tacos, so... What I don't like is that I've made a miscalculation here. When I brought in the additional unit, it expanded the battlefield, which gave them a shortcut here, which allowed them to kill one of the elephants.
Oh no! Not our elephant!
Before they only had these 2 tiles,
Right.
which they could attack, and they were like, "Oh no, this elephant is too strong." And then it opened up here, and they're like, "Oh, we can surround him." Like, oh no, mistakes were made.
Yeah, feel free to make clips of the streams, guys. If there are any funny moments in our streams that you guys think are worthwhile, clip them for us. We really want to have cool clips of the stream. I'm working on a trailer, I guess is what you call those, for our Twitch channel. So make clips if you think it's funny. Are our hosts qualified to answer lore questions on Horatio? I don't know if I am. I am probably less qualified, but I could do my best. Stephanie's probably the go-to.
I can try, but in the end, I may have to give the Jeff answer. Well, you see, dust.
Dust. It's because of dust, you see.
It's always because of dust.
We actually have a channel point command for those people that are over here on Twitch, where you guys can actually rename one of our cities. I don't think we've actually had anybody redeem that. Although, to be fair, I don't think it shows up for us on our mini feed, which is a real shame. But one of our moderators would have to let us know if somebody requested or redeemed a channel point command. Channel point redemption. I don't know what they're called. Only Horatio is qualified to answer questions on Horatio.
I mean, he would probably disagree with anybody else answering questions about him, yes.
Poutine party, let's go. Can confirm Canada has tacos. Ooh, we have a resident Canadian in the chat, or somebody that's been to Canada. I don't know, Ashbourne, are you from Canada? Hey, hello, XQ Jaws.
Quite a milestone.
You've talked about food for so long, you don't know if Rogan likes tacos.
As well.
Wow, yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I only really got to know Rogan for like 3 days.
Yeah, but they do have a point. It's kind of weird that, you know, tacos never really came up in the talking about food. I blame chat for, you know, talking about actually complicated to make meals.
Right.
Like whenever like Doodlegoop, who liked to torture us with, you know, talking about food when he knew it was getting late for us, he was always like, "Oh, I made this amazing food," and it's like
that's why I got my my chocolate drink.
hey, we finally unlocked our conquistadores, so it's time to gear up and gun up, I guess.
It does say in chat, actually, redeemed custom name 2000 Dust. Saltarius wants a veteran unit to be called Saltarius. Can we make that happen?
We can make that happen once I check if we have a veteran somewhere.
We might not have a veteran unit. Is that okay if we name somebody who's about to be veteran?
Some of these might be veterans. We'll have to check after the battle, I guess. Oh no, these guys are actually veterans, so we can rename these guys.
The island folk? You're getting an island folk.
Oh god.
So
which language is this keyboard set to?
in American.
Okay.
American English. I use this keyboard, so it's in US English.
Even though it's a French keyboard, yes. Oh god, this always gets so confusing. Yeah, let's actually pull these over here.
Saltarius the horseman? Horseman.
Which I believe eventually upgrades to like attack helicopters or something. So you know, 4x logic.
Yeah. Horseman, helicopter. Does Horatio use dust in his tacos? I'm pretty sure he uses it like seasoning, like salt or something. He just sprinkles the dust on there. He's like, that's a little bit of tasty nanobots. I like that. Burritos better than tacos? Ooh, I don't know. Burritos and tacos both have a special place in my heart, actually. Hey, you know what time it is? 5 minutes before the stream ends.
Yes.
How far are we? We're on turn 50. Wow. We really took 2 hours to do as many turns as we did in an hour.
I mean, there were a lot of battles in those 2 hours as opposed to the first time around. And also, you have to keep in mind, you did, rejiggering the tech in the middle of the stream. So
I'll blame myself for that one, yeah.
no, I mean, it's not blame, more that
I'm responsible for it.
It was necessary, but it does take time.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, yeah. I'm a Canadian close to Toronto. There's several good taco places here. I do feel like Toronto is definitely like a special breed of Canada though, because like Toronto is such an international and like big city. I wonder if like rural places in Canada also have tacos. I have to assume though, like Mexican culture I feel like spreads far and wide.
I mean, these days most cultures spread pretty far and wide with how connected the world is through the internet.
Yeah, I feel like though in the United States a lot of the like other cultures kind of they filter into US culture where it's less of like we definitely have really authentic, Japanese food. It's like a lot of times we have Americanized Japanese food, or I mean like Tex-Mex is more of like American Mexican food where it's not actually what they eat in Mexico. It's like we put sour cream and tomatoes and cheese and something on a taco and we're like it's Mexican, and it's like definitely not Mexican.
But I don't think that's like specifically just an American thing, because when we were having lunch I was talking to our colleague about how I had some Turkish colleagues at one point, and he was like, the food you get in Turkish restaurants in Germany is nothing like the actual Turkish food you get in Turkey, because they put in like all the kraut and whatever that the Germans love, which
sauerkraut.
No, not sauerkraut. It's a red type of kraut.
Oh, sauerkraut's green cabbage and other kraut is just purple cabbage then.
Yeah, I guess you could call that color purple as well. Like we call it Rotkraut or red cabbage in German, but it's actually more of a purplish color. That's true.
Yeah. Hey, Steven. Steven is another one of the members of my community. Hi, how are you doing? We need 2 mics. Yeah, this is a very sad day. Rest in peace. Other microphone. It's actually not broken or anything. It's actually right here. But we can't use it today because talking about it makes me sad, Stephanie.
Yeah.
They took our mixer for the Humankind release party yesterday, and they didn't give it back today. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but somebody left it in a car. I don't know who, but I was like, hey, are we getting the mixer back today? And they were like, oh, you need that? And I'm like, yes, I do, for the stream. It's how I use my microphone. So yeah, anyways, so we're back to the USB mic for today. Hopefully for the last time ever. I'm never giving away the mixer again. At least the mixer is safe. I have to tell you a story quick before we end the stream. The way that they sent this mixer over here is they hired an Uber, put it in the Uber, told the Uber driver to drive to the studio, and the Uber driver drove to the studio and dropped off the box. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I wouldn't trust somebody to like deliver it. Like, I mean, what would you do? Like, it'd be so hard to track down that person through the Uber database if they decided they wanted to be a terrible person and like steal it from you. That'd be crazy. So anyways, but yeah, I really like the idea of the streamer avatars as actually random which avatar is dropped. You should get all of them, Gadhay. Rotkraut, which is red kraut. Did I say rotkraut?
I said
Okay, so it is sort of like a rotkraut.
Don't trust when I say it while on stream, because switching pronunciation between when I talk English and when I go back to German sometimes takes a while. So when I throw in a German word while talking English, I actually end up saying the German word with an English accent, which is real weird, but it happens.
It's just a sign of your internationalization.
It's a sign of how much more I talk English than German now that I'm not in Germany.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mic drop. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this mic as soon as this stream gets over. Oh gosh, yes, Steven is one of my mods. That's a good point. Does Arnaud play there? Who's Arnaud?
Oh, Arnaud, the composer.
Arnaud.
That's the
French is
composer
hard, guys.
for-
French is really.
For all of our games, is Arnaud, and yeah.
He did play there, yeah. We actually had them. They played some Celt music, No, it wasn't Celt. Somebody was telling me it was something else. I don't know, they played a bunch of songs, it was awesome. But yeah, if you guys don't get the drops finished today, fret not. Next Thursday, 6 p.m. we'll be back here. And you can finish off your drops then. But as it is 1:59, shall we end the turn?
Let's end the, well, I can't end the turn because there's a bunch of decisions left to make, so
Yeah,
I guess we'll pick it up in the middle of the turn next week.
Yeah. We'll be picking back up on turn 53, and hopefully we'll finish this small Pangea with conquering and domination. Hopefully the Edo-Japanese don't kick our butts too bad.
We'll have to try to speed up the conquering next time, but I think now that we have actual guns, might get a little quicker.
Arquebusier? Is that what their name is? Arquebusier? I thought they were conquistadores.
No, these we upgraded these from the crossbowmen before, so they turned into arquebusiers instead of the conquistadors. But we have the conquistadors over here as well.
Ah, qué bueno.
These, we have guns and better guns.
Ashbourne, your progress should carry over to next week. Yes, that is how Dutch developed. Yeah, Dutch is cool. Don't drop the mic. Work those arms. I get enough arm workouts on my own time, so gotta go to the gym, guys. Gotta stay fit. I'm gonna be hurting the mic's feelings. I don't care about this mic at all. This mic can go into the box of other AV equipment for all I care.
Yeah, always keep it around just in case something breaks.
I know. I was like, I shouldn't hurt its feelings too bad. We might need it again.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's freaking sign off here. Thank you guys all so much for being here at our Humankind stream this week. Thank you guys for all the support, the kind words that you've said about our game.
Yeah, and always thank you all for joining. It's nice to see so much activity in the stream, so many viewers in the stream after so long when we couldn't show Humankind. It is refreshing to see how many people are interested in it still, because you can probably imagine how frustrated Rogan and I were whenever we were streaming the Endless Games and people were like, I really want to see Humankind, and we're like, yeah, we really want to show it, but we can't.
Yeah. It is very nice, and we hope that you guys will continue to come to the stream so we can hang out and have a chill time, laugh some, cry some, and yeah, just enjoy each other's company and have a good community here on Twitch. Really like it. Thanks you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Hopefully you guys have some good plans, and we'll catch you guys next Wednesday for Wild Wednesdays, where we're going to be playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. As always, if you guys would like to connect with us, feel free to catch us on our socials. There's our Twitters there in the chat. Please don't follow us on Twitter. Is that how I'm supposed to do that?
I think that's supposed to
Yeah.
You're supposed to get people to do stuff.
Yeah. Okay. 86% on drops next week, Jimenez. All right. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.